Alright, hello. I wasn't going to make this video, but interesting things have happened, as you've probably seen from the thumbnail. 100 Thieves have officially, well, not officially, there's been a news story broke that 100 Thieves have purchased the LA spot from Hector and the Optic and all that sort of stuff. Wasn't going to make this video, but the ramifications of this are awesome. I mean, 2020 is starting to look up just a little bit as I get over a kidney infection. So forgive the production and forgive any audio quality. I'm making this on a phone on top of a chair. All right, which is probably why it's wiggling. So, this is interesting for several reasons. One of the foremost is that technically the LA Thieves are returning, or the 100 Thieves are returning to Call of Duty, something Nadeshot wanted to do for a while. It looks like 100 Thieves needed a big win. They know they can sell an awful lot of merch in Call of Duty. It's a big branding deal for them. They've moved out of CSGO. All these things obviously play a part. Right, it's a very important thing where the 100 Thieves brand can benefit from this. Now, if you remember, right, Nadeshot said that he didn't want to come into Call of Duty originally because of the high buy-in. That hasn't changed. What has changed, I think, is probably the way the buy-ins are working and what he's done with 100 Thieves in the meantime. He's obviously grown the brand, got more investors. They are now more willing to take a risk on jumping into Call of Duty, putting a significant investment down and trying to get a reward out of it. Like I said, it's a big win for 100 Thieves. And obviously, one of the big questions about this is just how much did they actually end up paying? Because you may not know this, but it was rumoured that the Los Angeles spots for the Call of Duty League could have been significantly more expensive than any other slot. Anywhere up to and including 60 million. We don't know for certain, we don't know how the payment structure works for these teams, we don't know a lot of this. What we do know is that it's still going to be a lot of money regardless. We also know that potentially the league may be deferring payments for a little while, there could be payment plans for the whole 5 years. There may have been a way for Nadeshot to enter this league with a payment structure that allows him to still build 100 Thieves and do what he wants to do in 100 Thieves. Both great. It also answers some of the questions we had about whether or not Hex would be leaving the Huntsman to go to, LA Optic, and what would happen to Scump, and all this other stuff. Mostly because nobody was 100% certain what would happen with the two brands. We also heard a rumour a little while ago that the league wasn't 100% happy with the rebranding of Huntsman. We don't know whether that's still going ahead. It looks like it could be going ahead. The two options are: the league says no to the Huntsman this year and says you're going to have to say it's the Huntsman, the Optic thing will be sidelined, or the league is just either dragging its heels or just covered it up a little bit and the Huntsman will no longer exist and it will become Chicago Optic. Obviously, I would like to think that the Chicago Optic thing is more realistic. They know that the Optic brand is massive, they know it'll be a big surge. It's a great storyline because then it'll be like the big fight between 100 Thieves, or the LA Thieves, Chicago Optic, Dallas Empire, and Atlanta FaZe. I mean, at this point, let's just call it Dallas Envy and have done with it. But it does beg the question, right? This has all come about. It does mean that Hex still has his option on the table, and obviously he's spoken to Nadeshot about it, and it's probably been in the works for quite a while. It allows the Call of Duty League to have another big brand in, because, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, the Optic brand for LA was shit. It was not good. It was really, really bad. We all know it was. They weren't getting the traction. It was hard to play on the name. And now Optic can essentially come back and can be revived. And potentially, it has a bigger potential than the Huntsman, because all the Huntsman fans will just go to Chicago Optic, and all the OG Optic fans will kind of buy back in. And of course, with the LA Thieves being part of it now, merchandise is going to be through the roof because they are a lifestyle brand a lot of the time. They do great work in that regards. And obviously, if you've ever been to a Call of Duty event where 100 Thieves were dropping merch, lines around the venue. This is big news for everybody. And this is why the other owners are probably like, yeah, let's do it. Let's 100% get them in. More merch sold, more viewership, more numbers, more fans, everything. It actually increases the value of all the brands in the league when there are bigger brands in the league. So there is a good chance that maybe Nate got a very good deal coming in, because this whole thing, the league probably wants a better brand basis in Call of Duty League. The numbers are pretty good, and if you're Nadeshot, you know that realistically, the Call of Duty business model is looking to expand next year. Could be, who knows what the expansion will mean, but they didn't expand this year, maybe next year. And if that does happen, theoretically the spots should be worth more. That's right, more than 25 million. Which means that theoretically Nade could have got in at a bit of a cheaper price in a location that he actually wanted to go, with his company in a better position than it was, because that was his main complaint back in the day, that he could have come in to the Call of Duty League in the past, but didn't, because it would be a big risk and tie up the 100 Thieves logo brand and everything else for a while. Now it's a great opportunity. Could mean a change in colours though, maybe red and black for them. Don't know what colour scheme they're going to go through. I think Thieves is red, black and white is their main colour schemes, which kind of treads on Atlanta Phase's toes a little bit. I don't know how they're going to figure that one out, or they could just be the black team with accents of red and white. That could work. But it's super interesting for the ramifications, because it's adding up to a big year. And obviously all those OGLA players probably feel a little bit better, because Nade might keep the money up. So like, let's do this now. Let's keep these guys. Let's rebuild the team a bit. If you are playing for that team, all of a sudden, much bigger fan base. You were Optic, but the worst version of Optic. Now you're 100 Thieves. That's a lot of fans. That's a lot of fans. There's a lot of people who are going to want that merch. There's a lot of hype that comes around it. Viewership is going to go up just because of the name. It's crazy to me to see how, you know, Thieves are essentially bringing a new breath of life. One of the biggest talked about stories of the year. We can't wait to see the unveiling of the team and everything around it. And also, you know, it gives Hex this wonderful ability to take the Optic brand and do what he wants with it. It also means he is not leaving NRG. Very important. No reason for Hex to allow leave NRG. He's clearly going to stay with them, Chicago Huntsman, or more likely the Chicago Optic, which is still a great name. Slightly sad about the Huntsman going. I don't know what's going to happen to the Huntsman brand. It's an okay brand. It's certainly got built up by the people involved, but it doesn't mean that Scump's not going away. Scump and Hex will be the same people together, unless Scump goes 100 Thieves, but that doesn't make any sense. I don't even put it up. But it's the ramifications of this deal are great. It's a great thing for Call of Duty. It is another big brand that is going to be able to drive viewership. It is more storylines. It is more hype. It is great merch, because everybody in Call of Duty is going to be trying to grab 100 Thieves merch again. All in over, this is a win-win. And I can't wait to see more official news about this from Business Insiders. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.